Hello everyone. Red Heart, thank you so much for coming back to the channel and joining us for this touching love story between Hao and the young soldier. After spending many days together, the young soldier gradually realized that Hao had become the most special person in his heart. Although he was strong and courageous in life, he became incredibly nervous whenever he stood in front of the woman he loved. Finally, he gathered all his courage and decided to confess the feelings he had kept hidden for so long. Hao was completely surprised when she heard the young soldier and Appo's sincere confession. The emotions she had been hiding in her heart suddenly came pouring out. In a moment filled with happiness, Hao embraced him tightly and agreed to be by his side. From that moment on, the two officially began a new chapter in their love story, sharing their happiness, dreams, and hopes for a beautiful future together. What challenges will Hao and the young soldier face as their love story continues? Follow their next adventures and discover more emotional moments in their journey together. Red Heart. If you enjoy simple, touching, and meaningful love stories like this one, Dawn and Appo's, forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you and Appo's miss our latest stories. Thank you so much for your love and support. We hope you enjoy the video and have a wonderful, happy time watching. After spending many days together, the young soldier slowly realized that Hao had become an important part of his life. At first, he thought that his feelings for her were simply the result of spending time together and caring about someone who had become close to him. But as the days passed, he began to understand that what he felt was much deeper than ordinary affection. Hao had quietly entered his heart, and he could no longer imagine his days without seeing her smile. Every morning, when the new day began, one of the first things he thought about was Hao. He wondered whether she had slept well, whether she had eaten breakfast, and whether there was anything he could do to make her day a little happier. Sometimes, he would secretly watch her from a distance as she worked or went about her daily routine. Seeing her smile, even for a moment, was enough to make him feel peaceful after a long and exhausting day. The young soldier had always considered himself a strong and determined man. He was used to facing difficult situations without hesitation. He could remain calm when things became dangerous, and he rarely allowed fear to control his decisions. Yet whenever he stood in front of Hao, everything seemed different. The words he wanted to say became difficult to express. His heart would beat faster, and he often found himself looking away whenever their eyes met for too long. There were many moments when he wanted to tell Hao how he truly felt. Sometimes, when they were sitting together in the quiet evening, he would almost say the words. But at the last moment, he would remain silent. He was afraid that confessing his love might change their relationship. What if Hao did not feel the same way? What if his confession made her uncomfortable and caused the precious connection between them to disappear? Because of those fears, he chose to keep his feelings hidden. Instead, he expressed his affection through small actions. He made sure Hao was safe, helped her whenever she needed him, and quietly stayed by her side whenever she felt tired or sad. He never demanded anything in return. For him, simply being able to see Hao happy was already enough. But the more time they spent together, the harder it became for him to hide his emotions. He finally understood that love was not something he could keep locked inside his heart forever. Hao had become someone he genuinely wanted to protect, cherish, and accompany for the rest of his life. One evening, after thinking about it for a long time, the young soldier finally made a decision. He would no longer run away from his feelings. He would gather all his courage and tell Hao the truth. Whatever her answer might be, he wanted her to know that his feelings were sincere. With his heart filled with nervousness and hope, he prepared himself for the moment he had been waiting for. He did not know what Hao would say, but for the first time, he was ready to take a chance on love. The moment the young soldier had been preparing for finally arrived. After spending so many unforgettable days together, he knew that he could no longer keep his feelings hidden. He had thought carefully about what he wanted to say, but when he finally stood in front of Hao, all the carefully prepared words seemed to disappear from his mind. His heart was beating faster than usual, and for the first time, the confident young soldier looked nervous. Hao immediately noticed that something was different about him. He seemed unusually serious, and his eyes carried an emotion she had never seen so clearly before. She gently asked him what was wrong, but instead of answering immediately, he took a deep breath and looked at her quietly. For a few seconds, neither of them said anything. The silence made Hao even more curious. Finally, the young soldier began to speak. He told Hao that during the time they had spent together, he had gradually developed feelings for her. At first, he thought it was simply because he cared about her. But as the days passed, he realized that his feelings had become much stronger. He began thinking about her every morning, worrying about her whenever she was away, and feeling happy whenever he saw her smile. He admitted that there had been many times when he wanted to tell her the truth, but fear had stopped him. He was afraid that Hao might not feel the same way. More than anything, he was afraid of losing the special relationship they already shared. However, keeping his feelings hidden had become increasingly difficult. Then, with all the courage he could gather, he finally said the words that had been waiting in his heart for so long. He told Hao that he loved her and wanted to spend the future with her. He promised that he would always respect her, care for her, and do his best to protect her from the difficulties of life. His voice was sincere, and there was no hesitation in his eyes anymore. Hao was completely surprised. For several moments, she simply stood there, unable to believe what she had just heard. She had never expected the quiet soldier to confess his love so directly. Her eyes slowly filled with tears, but these were not tears of sadness. They were tears of happiness. She suddenly realized that the feelings she had been quietly carrying in her own heart were not one-sided. She had also grown deeply attached to him. She had felt safe whenever he was beside her and had secretly looked forward to every moment they could spend together. Without saying another word, Hao stepped forward and wrapped her arms tightly around him. The young soldier was stunned for a moment, but then he gently embraced her. The warmth of that hug told him everything he needed to know. With tears in her eyes and a bright smile on her face, Hao accepted his love. At that beautiful moment, all of his worries disappeared. The two finally understood that they had found something precious in each other, a sincere love built from trust, care, and countless small moments together. For the young soldier, Hao and Appo's embrace was the happiest answer he could have ever received. And for Hao, it was the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope, love, and happiness. After Hao accepted the young soldier's love, everything between them seemed to change in the most beautiful way. The quiet feelings they had once kept hidden were finally spoken aloud, and neither of them had to wonder anymore about what the other truly felt. From that day forward, Hao and the young soldier began to enjoy their time together with a deeper sense of happiness and closeness. The young soldier felt as though a heavy weight had finally been lifted from his heart. For so long, he had carried his love for Hao in silence, afraid that expressing his feelings might change their relationship. Now, whenever he looked at her, he could smile without hesitation. Hao had become more than someone he cared about. She had become the person he wanted to protect, support, and accompany through every stage of life. Hao was equally happy. She often remembered the moment when he had finally gathered the courage to confess his feelings. His nervous expression and sincere words remained in her heart. She understood that his love was not based on promises alone. It had been shown through all the small things he had done for her during the days they had spent together. He had always been there when she needed help, quietly cared about her feelings, and made sure she never felt alone. Their relationship became warmer and more natural. They could talk about simple things for hours, laugh together over small moments, and enjoy peaceful evenings side by side. Sometimes, they did not even need to say anything. Sitting quietly together was enough to make both of them feel comfortable and safe. The young soldier also made Hao a promise. He told her that the future might not always be easy, and there might be difficult days ahead, but he would never stop caring for her. He wanted to become someone she could rely on whenever life became difficult. He did not promise her a perfect life. Instead, He promised to face the imperfect moments together with her. Hao listened carefully and smiled. She told him that she did not need a perfect future either. What mattered most to her was having someone who genuinely loved and respected her. She wanted to be there for him in the same way he had always been there for her. As the days passed, their love continued to grow stronger. Every ordinary moment became meaningful because they were experiencing it together. A simple meal, a short walk, or a quiet conversation could bring smiles to their faces. They began talking about their dreams and imagining what their future might look like. Sometimes, they dreamed about having a peaceful home where they could wake up beside each other every morning. They imagined sharing responsibilities, supporting each other in Appo's dreams, and creating a warm family filled with laughter. These dreams were still far away, but simply talking about them made both of them excited about the future. For Hao and the young soldier, their love story had entered a beautiful new chapter. They had started as two people who slowly became close, then became two hearts that finally found the courage to choose each other. Now, hand in hand, they were ready to walk forward together. Whatever challenges waited ahead, they believed that as long as they remained by each other and Appo's side, they could overcome them. Their happiness was no longer just a dream, it had become a reality they were building together, one beautiful day at a time.